At 5 in the morning, I looked up at the house from my car. The kids had already been taken. The house was empty, but Lucas's bedroom light was on, and someone was standing in the window, too tall to be a child, just standing there. The face wasn't clear, but it was looking directly at me. This is what happened that night, and why I will never babysit again. This happened 2 years ago. I was 19, second year of uni, studying education. I've been babysitting for the Hargrove family for about 6 months. You know how it is when a job becomes routine. You know the house, the kids' bedtime routine, which drawer has the good snacks. I knew this family, or I thought I did. Big Victorian house on the edge of town. Claire and Mark, the parents. 2 kids. Lucas, 5 years old, very serious, very particular. And Mia, just turned 3, would try to eat literally anything. Sweet kids. Easy job. That night, they were going out for their 10th anniversary dinner. Claire left me this 4-page list, dinner instructions, bedtime routine, emergency numbers. She hugged both kids about 4 times before leaving. Mark said, "We'll be home by midnight." The door closed. That was the last time I ever saw them. First hour was completely normal. Made pasta. Lucas ate 3 pieces and declared himself full. Mia finished hers, and most of his without blinking. Cartoon, bath time, pajamas. By half 8 both were ready for bed. That's when Lucas asked me to set an extra plate at the table. I'd already cleared up. I asked why. He said, "For Thomas." He didn't get any pasta. I asked who Thomas was. Lucas looked at the empty chair at the end of the table, then back at me. "He lives here. He's always here. He's standing right there. Nothing there." Imaginary friend, I thought. Completely normal. I set the plate. Lucas nodded and went back to playing. Should have asked more questions. Bedtime was when things shifted. Tucking Lucas in, he went very quiet. Then his eyes moved to the corner of the room, the far corner near the wardrobe. He said, "Thomas says you shouldn't be here tonight." I kept my voice calm. Asked why. Lucas said, "He says you should go home before it gets dark." I looked at the corner. Nothing there, but it was freezing cold, like someone had left a window open right in that spot. I checked. Window closed and locked. No draft. The cold was just there. Kissed Lucas goodnight, turned off his light. Checked on Mia, already out cold. Went downstairs, made tea. 9 p.m. 3 hours till midnight. Around 10 p.m., I started hearing footsteps upstairs. Heavy ones. Slow, deliberate, full adult weight. Right above me. I turned the TV off and listened. 30 seconds, then silence. Checked both kids. Sleeping. Nothing in either room. Went back downstairs. 11 p.m. Texted Claire. 2 blue ticks. Read. No reply. 11:30. Called her. Voicemail. Called Mark. Voicemail. That feeling crept in, you know, when something's off but you can't say what. Push it down. They're at dinner, running late. Midnight came and went. 1 a.m. Still nothing. Found the restaurant number on Claire's list. Called. The woman said, "I'm sorry. We had a booking under that name, but no one showed up." They never made it to the restaurant. Found Mark's work number on the fridge. Someone picked up. Man, sounded tired. I asked if he knew Mark Hargrove. Long pause. Then his voice changed completely. "What's your name? Where are you calling from?" I told him. Another silence. Then he came back panicked. "Listen, don't leave that house. The police have been trying to find the babysitter's address. They're on their way now. Just stay where you are." I said, "What happened?" He didn't answer. Just said, "Please don't leave." I hung up. Then sat there numb, staring at Claire's list on the counter, for pages of her handwriting, trying to make it fit together with that man's panicked voice. The officers told me when they arrived. A lorry. Wrong side of the motorway. 9:47 p.m. Both gone instantly. Nobody knew there were 2 kids at home with a babysitter. I've been sitting there all night, listening to footsteps, waiting for people who were already dead. Social services came around 1:30. Woke the kids. Lucas came downstairs in his dinosaur pajamas, half asleep, holding the social worker's hand. He looked at me, then at the empty chair where I'd set Thomas's plate, said very quietly, "Thomas said this was going to happen." Then let her lead him out. Mia never fully woke, just got carried out still holding her rabbit. By 5 I was allowed to leave. Got in my car, called my mom just to hear her voice. Started the engine, began pulling away, looked up at the house one last time. Lucas's bedroom light was on, Both kids had left. The house was empty, but the light was on. I went back inside, checked his room. Light off. Both beds empty. Checked every room. Nothing. Went back to my car. The light was on again, and someone was standing in the window, still, looking down at me. The face wasn't clear, but whatever it wasn't a child. Just stood there at 5 in the morning, watching. I drove. Didn't look back. Didn't stop. 3 weeks later, an officer called. They'd searched the house. In the basement, they found someone had been living there for months. Mattress, food wrappers, water bottles, clothing. Long term. The parents never knew. The kids never mentioned it. A few weeks after that, Claire's sister messaged me. She'd been caring for the kids. Reached out to say they were okay. We talked a bit. Then she mentioned Lucas had been asking about the house. Not his parents. The house. Asking if Thomas was okay. If Thomas was lonely now. She said every single meal. Lucas said an extra place. Extra plate, cutlery, cup. She asked him why. He said, because Thomas has to eat too. He always has. I didn't tell her about the basement. The cold corner. The footsteps. What I saw in that window. Just said, yeah, Lucas mentioned Thomas that night. She said, he told me something else. He said Thomas told him something the night of the accident. I asked what. She went quiet, then typed. He said you were very brave. That you stayed, even though he told you to go. He said he's sorry he scared you. I haven't responded to that message. Read 100 times. Just haven't responded. I work in a school now. 9 to 3. Never overnight. Never alone with kids in the dark. I sleep okay most nights. But sometimes I think about that house. Still standing on the edge of town. And whether whatever was in that window is still there. In that big Victorian house with a cold corner and the basement nobody knew about. Waiting for the next person who shouldn't be there.